Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And I just finished watching this movie, so I'm excited to tell you about it. The movie I'm reviewing today is called Confetti, not to be confused with the 2006 British comedy of the same name. This lovely film premieres in theaters on August 20th, 2021, at least here in the United States. The movie is rated PG and it's 89 minutes long. I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, and even movie recommendations at the very end, along with my movie review mom grade that I'm going to give this movie. All right, so in a nutshell, the film centers around a traditional Chinese family who face a number of obstacles after their daughter is diagnosed with dyslexia. Education is extremely important in China, and parents will do almost anything to ensure their children's education because a good education secures a good future for the entire family. And I'll talk more about that in just a minute because I've been to China many, many times and have seen that that's true firsthand. So the movie is based on the director's personal experience. This is what the director, Anne Hu, said after writing and directing this movie. Quote, "I became a mom 15 years ago. My baby girl was such a little living wonder that she never failed to wow me. I can still remember the day when I left China for America with an urgency to find a school that could teach children with dyslexia, a learning disability that was almost unheard of in China, but crippled the future of millions of children around the world. Along the journey, I encountered many parents and children with similar struggles from all around America, China, and the world. And I heard their stories. I was humbled by their experiences and determination and shocked by how big the dyslexic population is, about 10 to 30% internationally, and how little the world understands dyslexia, and how amazingly gifted these people are, and how few, even today, of us know that we have the tools to overcome it with proper guidance at an early age. I learned this was a universal story, so I began to write about what I saw, which became this film today." So there you have it. So let me point out some things that I really liked about this film. First of all, we get to go to China. As I mentioned, I've been there many, many times on business trips, and I truly love that country. It has problems like all countries do, but it really is a lovely country. I've gone there many times on speaking tours and to teach in some of the schools during short winter and summer breaks, during camps, to show them how teachers approach learning in America. So I learn so much every time I go to China. And one of my sons even married a smart and beautiful young woman from Hong Kong. So, like the Chinese culture, this movie is very gentle and hopeful. Juju is a bilingual actress and a TV host who got her start as a host on MTV China. I didn't even know that was a thing. She also hosted an English learning show and released her solo album in 2009. Talented young woman. You may recognize her from the movie Cloud Atlas. She's the only Chinese actress ever to be featured on T.C. Candler's 100 Most Beautiful Faces for 2 consecutive years. She really is beautiful. And she does a wonderful job in this film as a persistent young mother. I've always loved Amy Irving. It's really great to see her again on the big screen. The director mutes the color palette to show moments from the past, which is a cliched yet effective technique because there is a timeline that goes forward and backwards. At the beginning of the movie, Chen Lan, who's played by Zhu, hands a walnut to her child and tells her to eat one whenever she doesn't know the answer to something when she goes to school. And it's an interesting metaphor because a walnut actually looks like a brain, don't you think? And the Chinese family's challenge is to try to understand their daughter's brain that works quite differently from other children. So at the end of the movie, be sure to read the list that's displayed on the screen that shows incredibly famous and talented people throughout history who have actually had dyslexia. So there were a few things that I didn't like. First of all, it's very slow moving, and some audience members won't like that. Sometimes we have to watch the same scenes over and over again as characters repeat the story to other characters, which seemed a little bit unnecessary. We don't learn that much about Thomas, who's one of the American teachers in China, who was actually the one who set everything in motion at the very beginning of the story. And the story itself is pretty straightforward. There are no twists and crazy things that happen. So let me give you some tips for parents. First of all, there's a lot of Mandarin spoken with subtitles. And so very young children won't be able to read. And honestly, most children are going to be pretty bored if they had to watch this movie anyway. There's no objectionable material, and I really appreciate that. So the themes that were introduced in the movie are education, different learning styles, a mother's love and parenting, the question of what is normal, and hope, persistence, service to others, and unexpected turns in life. So whenever I watch movies, I always write down the funny lines and the interesting lines, but I didn't really write anything down because mostly this movie is a very serious, dramatic film. And I think also because I was really focused on reading to see what was being said. But you can see my full movie review on my written movie review at moviereviewmom.com. So I will share a couple of interesting lines. So one line who's spoken by Mei Mei, who's the little girl played by Harmony He, she says, "No one fights teacher in China," when someone is sort of arguing with the teacher. And then Helen McClellan, who's played by Ellen Irving, says, "Tell your mother we fight for our rights," rather than, just doing what they're told to do, which is what Chinese people generally do. They're very obedient. And then another line that Helen McClellan, played by Amy Irving, says is, "If something's broken, we don't leave it broken, we fix it." All right, so to kind of give you a little taste of the movie, there are some lines. So the overall movie review mom grade I'm giving this film is a B plus. I enjoyed it, but also because I'm very interested in education and I'm very interested in China. So if you're not interested in either of those things, you might be a little bit bored. So let me give you a recommendation for another movie that I think you really will enjoy. It's called A Beautiful Mind. So it's an older movie, but it stands the test of time and is very well done. All right, that's it for my movie review. I hope if you watch this that you enjoy it, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for your support. Just liking my little videos and subscribing and clicking on that little bell really helps me to grow my channel, believe it or not. All right, I will catch you in the next movie review. Until then, bye for now.